Hey everybody. Welcome. We're gonna go over a couple things today with wreckit. I'm still under the weather quite. It's gotten worse. So what I want to do is three things. We got a pull request we're gonna go through for wreckit. There's some test failures, so we're gonna look at fixing that. And then I'm gonna show you how I set up Claude Code. So with our ZAI coder, that's actually where we're gonna start. So um, ZAI, and this is at the top of the wreckit repo. I've had a couple of people ask about this. You need something to run, and wreckit uses Claude Code underneath. So Claude Code, you can go purchase Claude Code. It's a great tool. Nothing, all good things to say about Claude Code. It does get expensive if you're running these loops because these loops use a lot of tokens. And so this is an alternative that I tossed up. The ZAI coding plan, I do have kind of a referral link there. So you do get a little bit of a discount if you use that. But I'm going to open this up in a private window because I want to show you if I click it, I'm already signed in, so I wouldn't show you the pricing. You get the coupon code. You can buy it monthly, quarterly, or yearly. I recommended people buy the yearly plan. So it's down to $288 for the first year. You can subscribe to that. That's a lot of usage. That's the plan that I've been looking to use as much as possible with. If you're just getting started, you want to do a $3 a month, $15 a month. You can use that as well, and wreckit will work with all of these plans. They've had I could tell ZAI coders had a lot of good. And I'm not even showing my screen, am I? Well, that's what happens when you have sickness brain. There we go. So back to the wreckit repo, just to show you where this comes from. ZAI coding plan, and you can click the link there. That's the subscription, or that's the referral link. That will take you over to ZAI coder, $3 a month, $15 a month. And you can see on this one, I'm already logged in, and we can see our usage there. And that's where I go in, and so I have the yearly plan, and then I've been using as much tokens as possible when you keep your wreckit loops running. So once you have that and you've purchased a plan, whether it is Claude Code, if you purchase the ZAI coding plan, you have to configure Claude Code to work with it. And I put a link on the wreckit repo for this. So Claude Code setup instructions. Let's go take a look at this. Links you to the ZAI documentation, and you install this tool. So there's Claude Code. Go to your awesome project. You install, here's the coding helper. So you type that, throw that into your terminal, and let's take a look at what that does. So I've already configured this, but it will go through and help you set up what your plan is, your API key, and what coding tool that you're going to use. So we're English. Okay, coding plan is the global coding plan. Update the API key. I can set my API key there, and it's going to get stuck. Cannot be empty. You enter all that in, and then coding tool Claude Code, and it will go in and will refresh your configuration and make sure that you're set up correctly. So once you have that, we're going to exit out of this. You can open up, and I'm going to do cursor. And this is my key, which will reset the key in just a second, but I really want to show you this. Scroll down. Once you have set up your models, you have to tell Claude which models to use. And so this takes the Anthropic models, default haiku, and says use the ZAI coding models. Now you're going to see a difference right here because a new one came out yesterday. This is how fast it moves. So we're going to open this up. And there's my live token. I'm going to go change this because I don't want you using my token. But it points it at, this is what you should see, ZAI Anthropic, timeout. I changed the default haiku to 4.7 flash. That's the one that came out literally yesterday. And then for my default sonnet, default opus, 4.7, 4.7. So let me go change my key really quickly. I'm going to pause the stream and go back here. Hey, all right. We go delete that key. But I think it's really important to show everybody. And then once I want to show you this next piece because, okay, key's been revoked. Okay, I'm going to shut that settings thing down, and then I will show you again. Come on. Hey, we're back. Okay. I've set up my coding helper. I've configured my Claude settings. Now I want to go in and just see if it's working. I'm going to type Claude. And we'll see right here, GLM 4.7. And then if I type /status, it tells me that there's my session ID. I'm using the token, and I'm using the Anthropic base URL is going to ZAI with the default model being GLM 4.7. And that's how I set mine up. So I can, again, use Claude code. And yeah, so that's kind of thing number one I wanted to show today. Second was, whoops. Where are we here? We have a pull request that came in. There's two things. One is with version 1.0, I had some test failures I was going to check out. I do a lot of heavy testing. So we're going to do clear, get out of, oh, come on, you're stuck. No, that was in. Get out of there. wreckit ships with a lot of tests. And I use tests as a form so the agent can fix itself through this thing called agentic back pressure. So bun test takes a while to run all these tests. It's doing some of the MCP tool stuff right now. And I think we have some broken tests in here. At least, see, this is a goofy one. So they all pass locally on my machine. And now we're going to go into GitHub. And lo and behold, let's check why 23 tests failed. Remote validation gap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the logs. And we're going to save this to GA failed logs MD. 2,000 lines. So for this one, I probably won't shove this right into wreckit. What we can do is type Claude. I'm going to do a little prep work before I, again, shove it into wreckit. Take a look at GA failed logs. Identify the root cause. Write me a spec MD to fix them. Tests pass locally on test but fail inside GitHub Actions. You can see the, so GitHub Actions uses these files right here, the ci.yml, ci.yml for the action script. So one small test, I'm going to have it prep, and then we'll shove this into wreckit and then have it go off and do its thing. So it's reading that file, reading failed logs. This is the big one, 2,000 lines. There's going to be a lot of tokens, why I don't want to shove that into wreckit. It'll get confused. Oh, see, it only read 500 lines at once. It will freak out. So we'll let that go. While that's running, again, ADHD brain, when you do this stuff, we got a pull request. So let's go take a look. Bug, plan prompt template doesn't match validator requirements. Plan phase prompt template instructs agents to create plan MD files. Section headers that do not match what validate plan quality expected, and it fails. Plans created by the following prompt should pass validation. I agree with that. So, okay, so find missing plan sections. Okay, cool. This will be a fun one to do as well. Suggested fix. We will knock that out and ship a new version on stream today. I'm going to cheat because this is an easier one. So let's take this. We're going to open up a new terminal. And I'm going to do wreckit diz. Yeah, it's okay. Look at this PR. I agree that this is a valid bug. Create a plan to implement this fix. We may get caught by the bug too. The LLMs, again, don't always do what they're told. So, done. Okay. All right, there's our plan template. I'm going to go ahead and delete these because I don't need these anymore. There's our item. Good. Didn't include the PR. That's okay. We'll have it go fix this while this one's researching. Finding the root causes of these bugs is a whole big part of it. And again, we're going to watch this closely. I do spend a lot of time watching what's going on. Search pattern. S fail in GitHub CI. Oh, look, it wrote a spec. Hey, look at that. You are smart, Claude. Problem statement. So get integration tests, which are the failing tests. Pass locally, but fail in GitHub Action CI. This test creates temporary directories and expects certain behaviors. Okay. Root cause, they pass locally. Temp directories are not nested inside a Git repository. When Git commands run, I test fail in CI, which is a Git repository. Okay. So what would you recommend we do? That's the question. Core issue. Yeah, so that actually is bad. That's a good analysis solution. Update is Git repo. All right, so we may actually just finish this one and skip wreckit, because if that works, that's great. Good. Go with option 1. Fix. We'll make sure, well, this wreckit over here is crunching on fixing this bug. We will let it run. I think I've mentioned this before, but I have done some work and was investigating sprites. So being able to start a wreckit session, push it up to a sprite, and have the code run in the cloud, so you don't even have to run it on your local machine, is something that I'm definitely considering as kind of an extension to wreckit. I don't know if we'll get to it today, and we'll see if this works. Now we just wait. Okay, looks like it passed locally. Now let's see if it pushes it up to wreckit itself. Do we have Dependabot installed? Yeah, we do. Okay, good. So what wreckit is doing here, based off of my now Claude and Agents MD, is it is being smart about fixing itself, running tests to verify that it works. Once again, it's putting the tools for what it takes for agents to know that it actually did the job into the agent's hands. And that's, again, generally called agentic back pressure. Okay, it's going to commit and push the changes. Now I'm going to commit straight to main. That's fine. It's not always the best, but this repo is still a little bit early. So let's see. As we get more and more practice with wreckit, one of the things I'll show you, and this is the reason why I'm considering sprites, is sprites allow us to run those multiple wreckit instances in the cloud. So there's some just limitations on my laptop using get work trees or whatever we want. And, sprites help us get around that. I've done a video on sprites when they came out, and now that there's some tools being built around what sprites can do, it's pretty interesting. And they're great for these little snapshots because you really just pay for what you're using. So, and again, the funny thing about LLMs is you just do a lot of waiting around. So I'm coming to the end of my time today. What I may do is just tweet the results of this while these go and maybe share some screenshots for the stream today. But if there's any questions, feel free to toss them up. There's been internet issues like crazy today. My internet went out, had to tether, and then I think there's Twitter's been, X has been, had some issues as well. So I'll wrap it there, and I will hopefully feel a little bit better tomorrow and share what we've got. So later.